Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones Drinkalong. We just finished our Episode 1 Drinkalong. Plan was not for us to roll right into Episode 2, but we've been drinking. We're in a Star Wars mood. We have no lives. We have nothing to do. It's Memorial Weekend in America. Fuck it, let's go. No one else in the Movie Changeup podcast is dying to do a drink along for Attack of the Clones. We didn't feel like asking them because we're fucking assholes. So let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do our Attack of the Clones.
Bobby, you're gonna lose next week, and then Johnny, you're gonna lose next week. So
exactly.
Fuck you.
So I'm
Attack of the Clones.
I'm Joe Fricke. I'm with Tristan Mayer. Tristan, what is your thoughts on this movie, Attack of the Clones?
All right. 2. Look, last episode on this show, when we watched Phantom Menace, I teased that I had a hot take on Attack of the Clones, and I also mentioned that Phantom Menace was the first movie I watched in theaters, and I think Attack of the Clones makes that the first time I got incredibly hyped for a sequel that, of course, had to be good because there's no way that it could be bad sequel when I watched it in theaters. I spent 2-3 years hyped every day for Attack of the Clones, reading every leak and every spoiler and going on every news site, trying to get every hype scene and every little rumor from the set of Attack of the Clones. And then I watched it and I thought, well, that's amazing. That's the greatest movie I've ever seen, and there's no way that's bad. And of course, there's been so many people who have had your attacks, and I'm sure you're gonna have your attacks, Joe, on Attack of the Clones, and tell me that it's terrible. And I'll be like, all right, fine, but also, this is the best Star Wars movie. This is the definitive Star Wars movie. This is everything that George Lucas ever wanted Star Wars to be. This is the embodiment of Star Wars, and all it's good and all it's bad. And I'm so excited to watch it. I am so happy that we're watching this now after I've drank so many already, and we'll drink more, and it'll be the perfect way to watch the perfect Star Wars movie.
Yeah, so we're both a little buzzed, verging on potentially drunk. This is the only Star Wars movie, I'll be honest, that I do not enjoy. Like all of the other 10 Star Wars movies, if I see that they're on TV, I might watch, or maybe I'll be in the mood and I'll throw them on. This is the only movie I watch on a rewatch. It's bad. There is nothing redeeming about this movie. I do not enjoy this movie. I do not like this movie. I will be thoroughly trashing this movie throughout the watch. If you are a defender of this movie, you might not enjoy this watch along, or you might just side with Tristan the entire time in bashing my bashing of this movie. However, this is a drink along. We will be drinking during this. If you want to, feel free to drink with us, or just watch it sober and enjoy our drunkenness. With every drink along, we have 4 rules. Tonight are 4 that are specific to the movie we're watching. For this movie, our 4 rules are: anytime there is a prequel meme, we will drink. Our second rule is we will chug,
a lot of drinking.
We will chug through Anakin's sand speech. Our third rule, it
gets everywhere, Joe.
Whatever, who gives a shit? Our third rule, anytime they say the word clone, we will drink. And our fourth rule, anytime that there is a reference to later canon, we will drink. Those are
so many Jedi cameos. We're ready.
Those are our 4 rules. Yeah, anytime a character pops up that's in the Clone Wars, we're going to be drinking. Maybe they pop up in Rebels. We're going to be drinking.
Clone, the best character.
Yeah, whatever. We're going to drink a lot. This is the second longest Star Wars movie, I believe, behind The Last Jedi. So
it's also the second best.
Without further ado, Tristan, are you ready to get this show on the road before we count it down to hit play?
I'm definitely ready. I can't wait to watch it.
You got it locked and loaded? All right, so let's get this countdown going. 10. And again, we're watching the Disney Plus version. There may be other versions of this. I don't know, but this is how we're watching it. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Banana play.
Banana play.
Banana. 20th Century Fox. I'm 6
Iconic.
seconds, 7 seconds, 8 seconds. I love how it says contains tobacco predictions. It's their depictions. It's death sticks, motherfucker.
I
Lucasfilm
just like punched
Limited.
my mic. I'm sorry. I clapped when I saw
A
it.
long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Star Wars. The Wars of the Stars.
Okay, Joe, I'm gonna spend this whole entire stream defending this movie, so
I'm gonna
let's
defend it
prepare.
attacking. Get ready. Attack of the Clones. I'm gonna be the clone attacking this movie. There's unrest in the Galactic Senate. Several thousand solar systems have declared their intentions to leave the Republic.
Intense.
This separatist movement,
Prepare.
under the leadership of the mysterious Count Dooku, has made it difficult for the limited number of Jedi Knights to maintain peace and order in the galaxy. Get ready, because I'm about to talk so much shit about the line of the mysterious Count Dooku. Senator Amidala,
The best character
the former
ever.
Queen of Naboo, is returning to the Galactic Senate to vote on the critical
Also an
issue of
incredible
creating an
character.
army of the
Oh
Republic.
my god, Padme and Dooku.
To
Oh my
assist
god,
the overwhelmed Jedi.
the
Okay,
greatest characters
are we gonna
in
go?
Star Wars.
No, I'm going to go in on the line of the mysterious Count Dooku in that.
Okay,
quote.
go in your line, Joe. I'll talk about how
The
Dooku is the greatest character, and
Okay,
him and
defend
Qui-Gon
him
together.
being mysterious when he was in this movie. They say he was Qui-Gon's master and Yoda's apprentice. How is that mysterious? The main character of the last movie and one of the most important characters in Star Wars both know him intimately, yet this movie defines him as mysterious. Defend that and go.
He's the mysterious because he left the Jedi Order and they weren't quite sure why. And he's been living in like
But that's
kind of the
not
outskirts
make
of
him
the galaxy.
mysterious.
And they're like, we're not quite sure what he's up to, but we know he's doing something. We're not quite sure where his motivations are at, and that makes him mysterious. Because he is mysterious in the plot. He's involved in the Separatists, but he's also connected in some way to Count Dooku, or I mean to Sidious. You know, he's connected to this plot to overthrow the Jedi, connected to the clone plot. That's very mysterious in my mind. He has these tissues connecting him to all these various plots. You're not quite sure what his role is and all that.
Yeah,
That's
whatever.
mysterious.
That's not whatever.
We're about to come up to the greatest plot twist in all movie history, so calm
Okay.
down, Joe.
A worst, terrible fucking moment when a character does what her job is, as unfortunate as it is, and then she apologizes for it. That's like being a janitor apologizing for cleaning a toilet. For saying they failed at their job. A janitor cleaning a toilet, then saying to their boss that they're sorry that they failed their job. Maybe I'm racist, but when I was a kid, I thought that was still Captain Panaka.
You're right, Your Highness. There's no problem at all.
There's no danger.
I'm sorry.
And this is Rose Byrne. And her kind of... Is this a first big break, or is this just like, that you had a role?
I mean, it's the best movie she's ever been in.
I don't think that's true.
Probably not.
She hasn't been in a great movie that I can name, but she's also, like, done better movies than this. Yeah, Milady, I'm so sorry. Your job is to make people think you're the senator, so if they try to kill her, they actually kill you, which is exactly what just happened. So you did not, in turn, fail her. You fulfilled your duty.
Natalie Portman is great in this movie. She's
No
giving
one
like
is
a
great
good,
in this.
really.
No one is great in this movie.
Natalie Portman is giving a cop like romantic, Phantom of the Opera level like performance in this movie. Like this is operatic level shit. I'm very into this performance. Drink for separatists.
Okay, we got Plo Koon, Kit Fisto. We got... Oh, holy shit. Is that
Look at
Better
all
Sophie
these
in the back?
characters. Look at them. Oh my god. This is so good. I gotta drink.
That's
for
a
them.
drink.
God, so how do you watch this
and
thing as a
Dewey.
fan of the Clone Wars and all of these characters
I got a
are so developed? See, like you're one step closer to this being the best Star Wars movie. Like it's not in the context of it coming out. It's obviously terrible.
No,
But like I think in the context of the entire franchise, it's like incredibly fun to watch. There's so many
do love-
connections to everything else.
when we eventually get into A New Hope, I can't wait for like to talk about how so much has been like very slightly retconned over time that like every line in A New Hope is essentially a lie.
This movie is incredibly fun to watch. Like it's when it came out, it was bad. I'm not gonna lie. The performances are bad. The writing is bad. But when you watch it in the hindsight, in the full view of everything that is Star Wars, you get the context of all these characters for better or worse. You get the Clone Wars, you get Rebels, you get everything else that builds these characters up. This is such a fun movie to watch. It's like everything that you love in all these different shows, all these different books, all these different comics, all coming together for this one like ridiculous campy B movie, and I love watching this. I've seen this more than like probably any other movie that I've ever watched ever.
For anyone that isn't aware, Christian, Tristan is a big fan of the movie Cats, which, if you aren't aware, sucks fucking ass.
It's not that bad. Cats is good actually.
No, it's not. It's so bad. It's so bad. Just like
is it though?
Cats is bad. Oh look, it's Jimmy Smits. Jimmy Smits hosted the first concert I've ever been to.
Was it Cats?
No. It was a Capitol 4th, where Huey Lewis and the News were the headliner, and Jimmy Smits was the host of it.
I went to a Hillary Duff concert, and in the row ahead of me for my first concert, it was Rob Blagojevich, the then current governor of Illinois, who is, of course, now a bit of a problematic character. He's in prison. He's been in prison for years and years.
Famous cast member on The Apprentice. Or Celebrity Apprentice, I should say, which I think was after the whole situation.
What a crossover that was. But
who knew two of the most controversial politicians of our time would be on the Celebrity Apprentice?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
What a guy. Blagojevich and Donald J. Trump.
Oh. We had a strange encounter right at the Hillary Duff concert, but it was a fun concert. My first concert ever was for Hillary Duff, and we had a Rob Blagojevich cameo in the episode for that.
Young Joe Fricke was in love with Hillary Duff circa Lizzie McGuire time. Lizzie McGuire movie was like an era of my life.
Same, but like in a gay way, you know.
Were you all about Paolo?
I was all about like the yes, Queen Hillary.
Oh,
you know.
I didn't know if you were like a Gordo person or like a Paolo kid or what you.
Oh, obviously it's Gordo. Like there's no Pablo. If you ship Pablo, like get out of my life.
It's not Pablo. It's Paolo. First of all, he's Italian.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Annie, oh fuck, it's Obi, not Annie.
Oh god, you don't even know your Jar Jar lines. Jar Jar is like hilarious. I love Jar Jar. And in this movie, he's straight up like a parody of himself from the first movie. He's like, "Yeah, you guys didn't like me. Fuck you. I'm here." And then he like winks into the camera at one point. Like this is such an accomplishment of a movie. George Lucas is like, "Yeah, you guys didn't like the first one. Well, all right. I'm just gonna do it again, but like add more action scenes."
Yeah. Oh. Friend zoned. Like to me, if you're gonna have, spoiler alert, they have their wedding at the end of this movie. If you're gonna have them like married at the end of this movie, he shouldn't be friend zoned right now. Like there should still be like a certain level of flirtation between them of like, and also probably they should have seen each other more than the last 10 years. Like to me, they should be like secretly dating right now. That's my theory of like maybe it's like revealed like they're all like, oh hi, it's nice to see you again, and like, oh, to us we think like, oh, it's been a while since they've seen each other, and then like midway through the movie there's a scene that reveals that they've like secretly been dating for like the past like 4 or 5 years.
Look, that would have been better, of course.
Then but just like, oh, I haven't seen you for 10 years and I've friend zoned you, and then at the end we're married somehow for some reason, even though like we have like one date. They go on one date and they get married, which is like their whole excursion on Naboo. It's like they go on a long weekend together and get married.
Yeah, Star Wars is a fantasy opera. You know, it's large, it's bigger than life. You know,
like it's not believable. Like Han and Leia, like they don't even get married in the end of that series, and they've basically been together for like 4 years. Like there's a gap year, right? But they're still together in that time between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, right? Here they have a long weekend together, and they're like, yeah, let's get married. mindful of your thoughts, Anakin.
Ewan McGregor is like,
He's Space
God.
Jesus.
What a God! What a body! What a performance in this movie.
Oh, it's Sam Wessel, who for the longest time I thought was Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Jango Fett also better than Boba Fett.
I don't know. I would have said that, and then his fight scenes in Mandalorian came out, and I'm like, oh, on Boba Fett train. But you can see the Catherine Zeta-Jones in what's her face?
Yes.
I don't think she liked me watching her. Yeah, no shit, you fucking creeper. I love this whole thing of Palpatine tells Dooku to go Padme. Dooku then hires Jango. Jango then hires Sam Wessel. Sam Wessel doesn't kill her, no. Sam Wessel sends a droid. Does that droid kill her? No. That droid releases 2 bugs to then kill Padme.
Oh, okay. That's very Star Wars. Like everything,
A lot of
especially in this movie. There's like the convoluted plot of Palpatine makes almost no sense in this movie. Like there's so many layers that could have gone wrong. But they're just like, nah, dude, he's the genius. He's Sidious. He can do whatever he wants. It makes sense. I'm also kind of into Hayden Christensen's performance in this movie too. They give very angsty, like teen romance performances. I feel like this movie is very much in that. I don't know, that very.
You also
campy
recast Hayden Christensen in Jumper. You're like, we need to
Exactly,
reboot Jumper.
like, watch-
You know who they should cast to replace Hayden Christensen? Hayden Christensen.
You're acting like Hayden's not about to be like trending on as soon as he premieres in Obi-Wan, and people aren't
Okay.
gonna be like, bring Hayden back.
No, they don't. What if he's bad? What if they're like, oh, this is gonna be his like second big break and his chance to like have a resurgence of his career, and he's just so bad in Obi-Wan that you're like, oh, they shouldn't have brought him back at all. Just
They're so bad that
they should have
he's
just
like,
brought
"Oh, we
Jake
gotta
Lloyd
cut
back.
this."
Have Jake Lloyd play adult Anakin.
I do think this movie is very much like everything that George Lucas ever wanted Star Wars to be. Like, it's these over-the-top romantic leads who are in these like very self-important, tragically romantic kind of, I don't know, larger than life. Like, it's almost like Les Mis. Like, they're these romantic centers of this big conflict.
Yeah.
And I think that's what George Lucas really liked about these Flash Gordon style things. It's like Flash Gordon's not taken seriously. He's like this big, cheesy romantic lead, and I think that's kind of what he went for with Anakin. Is he's like, he's not supposed to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
But I'm also giving George Lucas way too much credit. I know this is a bad movie, so who cares?
Thank you for admitting the truth that this movie sucks donkey balls.
But it's also the best Star Wars movie, so who
it's
even
not.
knows?
Okay, in your opinion, what is the best Star Wars movie? And I'll tell you why you're wrong.
I mean, we're watching it.
Oh my god. But in actuality, if you had to actually say your favorite Star Wars movie.
Probably Revenge of the Sith.
Oh my god. I can't even right now. Oh, that was the last movie. Anyway, I must still drink. Wait, is that Rose Byrne again? I thought she died. I never realized she came back. I never realized that was Rose Byrne that ran into that room. I always thought she fucking died.
Okay, keep in context, like, this is 2002. We're not seeing effects like this a lot. Like, this chase here is pretty good compared to what we get around 2002. Like, we're in like maybe Chamber of the Secrets era movies. Like, we're in Matrix 2 era movies right now.
Speaking of Matrix, we're about to get a Matrix reference later on in this scene. But also, my mind is still blown that was Rose Byrne that ran into that room, because I swore she fucking died in that scene in the beginning with the explosion.
Probably.
But you know what I'm talking about with the Matrix reference?
No.
Oh, well, we're gonna get a Matrix reference
Explain.
later. Well, I'll explain it when it happens.
Explain. Explain.
When it happens, I'll explain it.
All right, Joe.
You want to buy some dust sticks? What if Zam Wessel is Fennec Shan's mother?
Like when I saw Fennec Shan is like almost indistinguishable from this character in design. Like not in personality really, but like
Yeah.
they look very similar in their costume design. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody out of context of this show has watched Bad Batch and was like, "Oh, that's the one from the scene in Clone Wars," or
Yeah.
in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
I do believe though George Lucas set out in Star Wars to make the most big budget B movie possible, and I think that this is what this is. This is like everything good and bad about these movies.
Just look at the name of the movie without thinking of context at all. The name of the movie is Attack of the Clones, which is the most like B movie name I've ever heard in my life.
And all this dialogue is like ridiculously bad, and the performances are not good at all. But like, I feel like that's all very much what George Lucas wanted this to be. Like, this is just a Flash Gordon, like serial come to life in the most big budget way possible.
George Lucas, Robert Rodriguez, same person. Robert Rodriguez, executive producer on the Book of Boba Fett, and directed the awesome Boba Fett episode of Mandalorian. So
we can fight about that episode too if you want. It was bad.
Wait, you actually think that episode was bad?
It was edited so bad. It was just like
no one cares about your opinion.
Fast and Furious 9 editing.
Fast and Furious is like the greatest action franchise going. What you're doing is suicide.
No, it was good. I mean, it was good. I'm looking forward to Mandalorian. I'm just not as into it as some people are. I don't know why. I just don't connect with it.
Apparently it's going to be a while before season 3 because apparently season 3 doesn't start filming until like August or September.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm curious what they'll do with it. After Grogu is pretty much out of the they've written him out of the pile at least for a little while, you know.
I mean, I have my theory. He's going to come back towards the end of the episode or season 3. I think they're going to be in a similar situation they were at the end of the finale of season 2, where they're pinned down and then they think they're all going to die until Luke Skywalker shows up. And I think it's going to be a similar situation. They're pinned down and you think the heroes aren't going to make it out, and then something's going to happen and someone shows up and it's Grogu, who's here to rescue his dad
with a lightsaber.
That
would be cool as fuck.
And basically we think the person that's going to unite Mandalore and bring Mandalore is going to be Din Djarin, but it's actually Grogu. That's my theory. Is the title of the show does not refer to Din Djarin. It technically refers to Grogu.
I'm just very interested in what the future of Star Wars is. They have so many shows coming up. They could really shape a lot of what we look forward to. I'm excited for this. I would love to see it be an MCU, like in terms of how active the MCU is, where they're just like all the time we're getting stuff. And I'm not in love with everything the MCU does. Like, there's good stuff, there's bad stuff.
Like
but
Captain Marvel, that movie.
It's a fun ride. And I would like to see Star Wars be that, but I would also like to see it keep this, I don't know. Yeah. This isn't high quality, but it feels like an epic moment where it's like every decade you get a new Star Wars movie. And it might be good, it might be bad, but you're getting it and you see what it is. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Your arms would be gone. Your arms would become jello if you did that.
Yeah, but he's Anakin. He can do whatever he wants, you know?
No. His arms would no longer be in his socket right now. Still waiting on that Matrix reference. It'll come later. I haven't forgotten. It just hasn't happened yet.
Look at that little foreshadowing.
Of what?
She turns her head and it's like, oh look, there's a little like
Oh, because I had my
one
theory
thing.
when I first saw this, or going into Revenge of the Sith, her little face changed like that, and the whole thing with the changeling that really doesn't matter and doesn't do anything, kind of reminded me a little bit of Palpatine's face. So I thought it was going to be a reveal in Revenge of the Sith that Palpatine was also a changeling.
Interesting.
But obviously that's not what happened.
Look at the. Okay. I don't want to fight too hard for this movie because I know we have like so much long left.
Fight for it. I want to hear your defenses of this piece of shit.
This is like so ambitious for what George Lucas could have like. He's doing these crazy chases and like going through all these sci-fi locations. Like this is like what you could have done with the Flash Gordon serials in like the 1950s, just to like this massive extreme. Like you're giving this one vision so much of a budget, and you're just like, okay, do whatever you want to do. And he's creating this. There's there's so much wrong with this, but I feel like it very much embodies George Lucas and what he thinks Star Wars is, for all its good and all its bad.
Alright, but ambition doesn't equal like good or quality or smart. Like if I decided, hey, I'm gonna go run a marathon tomorrow, that'd be ambitious, but it's still a fucking stupid idea, and I'm not gonna be able to walk for like the next 3 months.
Sure, but if you like made it to the end, I'd be like, dang, Joe actually made it to the end of that marathon. Even if he had to walk sometimes, and even if he like
I'd have to walk the
crawled
last 20
sometimes.
fucking 5.9 miles.
Yeah, and that's
All right,
like
well,
all the bad dialogue of this movie. But it's like, sure, you had bad moments, but you made it to the end. You finished the movie. You released it. Like,
all right, we're
how
coming
did you
up on our
possibly
Matrix
make
reference, and we get some cameos. I'll point out all the cameos in this scene because there's at least 2. Oh look, fucking droid football.
that? People will be like, that's stupid, and then they'll be like, oh, the chess scene in New Hope is iconic filmmaking. It's the same thing, just to another level.
Did you get a drink? Obi-Wan's alcoholic, right? Like we've established.
For
this.
sure. The whole series in Disney Plus is going to be him like chugging space vodka.
All right, boom,
in
right
this
there.
tank.
Ahmed Best in the background talking to Katie Lucas, George Lucas's
There
daughter.
he is.
So Ahmed Best is Jar Jar Binks. So okay, this person that Obi-Wan is talking to that plays Elon Sleece Pagano also played Mouse in The Matrix. And if you look in front of him, there's a red drink and a blue drink referencing the red and blue pill from The Matrix.
That's really good.
And there is
Okay,
your
right.
Matrix reference in Attack of the Clones. Did you not know that?
I mean, I'm sure I've
Did
heard
at
so
some
many
point.
Star Wars factoids over the years, but I like it. I didn't think of it.
Yeah, especially with the actor that plays Mouse. And we're coming up on another cameo here soon. We had Ahmed Best. We're about to have everyone's favorite C-3PO actor and only C-3PO actor, Anthony Daniels.
A nice reference.
Anthony
to,
Daniels
New
right
Hope.
there, and Ahmed Best. Both of them are wearing the
Nice.
same kind of blue uniform, and this I feel like is kind of a reference to A New Hope with them cutting off the arm.
Yeah.
But it's not really drink worthy because it's a pre
It's Jedi business.
Jedi business, dog. Just some senator from Naboo. Camino Saber Dart.
Is it weird that Gina
Inside.
Carano's performance in Mandalorian reminds me of the performance of this character in this movie?
Yeah.
I'm like, you did your best. Like, all right. Don't give yourself too much credit, though.
Yeah, we're drinking, John, we're drinking the Star Wars right now. If you have Disney Plus, look, we're at 24 minutes and 37 seconds in, 38 seconds, 39 seconds, 20, 40, whatever. Yeah, we're watching Attack of the Clones, and watching, yeah, we're drinking along, commenting as we watch.
I'm trying to defend this movie because I'm a big fan of it, but there's so
Yeah,
many
see,
flaws that
Tristan's
it's
a
hard to
big fan
defend.
of this movie, even though it sucks, and to me, this is without a doubt the worst Star Wars movie ever made.
There's no way this is worse than Rise of Skywalker.
It's worse than Rise of Skywalker.
This is more The Rise of Skywalker is so devoid of anything. Like this tries new
meaning.
things.
This has no meaning. This is so bad. So bad.
How many beers are you deep, Joe? I think I'm 1,
Like
2,
4.
3, 4. I'm about to start 5. But I'm gonna take a little bathroom break before we do. But I don't know how to time it because there's so many great scenes in this movie. I don't know when to leave. You know?
Yeah.
Because every scene has like a couple of lines that I'm just like, oh my god, what peak.
No, they make Luke and Leia in the next movie. Yeah, this movie has no good scenes, no good moments.
Well, spend your minute or two hating on it because I'll be back and I'll defend it as much as I can.
Alright, so look, this is a scene inside a room and everything about it looks digital and fake. Like, nothing about this looks lived in like the normal Star Wars universe. Everything about this scene in this room looks like it was made on a soundstage, which is bad. Like, I don't feel like this is this guy's real office. I feel like it was made up. Okay, look at this. Like, everything behind them is fake. This hallway I don't even believe is real. I think they're just walking in a room that's 100% green as Yoda floats behind them. Like, this scene's stupid and bad in a scene that could exist in a real world. Just because George Lucas is like, oh, let's fucking make all this in a computer. Fucking stupid ass shit. Yoda dropping knowledge, though. If the prophecy is true, your apprentice is the only one who can bring the Force back into balance. Lame.
How are you guys feeling watching the best Star Wars movie that's ever been made and will ever be? Jar Jar is the key to all of this. You're watching it happen right now.
Jar Jar can fucking suck my cock. I fucking hate Jar Jar.
Okay.
He's a minstrel character, bro. If you support Jar Jar, you're racist.
Go watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I don't know if that connects, but sure.
It doesn't.
Oh, I love all of like this Star Wars future tech, and I've talked about this before. Her suitcase was just like picked up at fucking like Home Depot.
Yeah, like we got this at Kohl's, bro.
Yeah, like everything about this future tech robots, droids, and her suitcases are just straight up blank.
And then her chair in the background is like, yeah, you bought this one at
like that was at George Lucas's mom's house. Like,
he's like, Grandma wanted this chair to have a cameo, so he put this in the background. A lot of ways. Not fair, Joe.
Anakin's a whiny ass bitch. So what are they, 24 and 19 here?
Romantic.
So
I'm
bad.
into it.
Natalie Portman was hotter in Leon in The Professional.
Yikes, Joe. You're the incest offender, so who knows? Josh Gad's #1 fan then.
How did I never notice that Rose Byrne's still like clearly alive?
a prominent character in the story, I guess.
A lot of rules for the Jedi Council, who you'd think would just be like these kind of cool, hippie, awesome guys.
They would be if Qui-Gon was in charge, but he died, so now the Jedi Council has been corrupted by these, like, liberal
Douchebags.
bureaucrats.
Yoda's a kind of a douchebag. Like, let's be real here.
Anakin and Padme have this like Romeo and Juliet style love story that is tragic, but it's also like this result of this. Both of them live in these societies that are very restrictive of their emotions and restrictive of their relationships. Yeah. Anakin in the Jedi and Padme in this queen political relationship where she has to feel like she needs to maintain her political image. I really think that adds to this tragic romance of their relationship here in this movie.
I don't know.
Oh, and the score is so good. Feel that.
I feel nothing. Oh, look, it's a 1950s diner in the middle of this futuristic fucking world city planet.
They're probably inspired by some random planet they found that was related to our 1950s Earth, and they're like, oh, let's make a diner inspired by that planet. You know, Dex traveled there one time when he was, you know, a scoundrel. Yeah. Who knows? This is bad. I mean, I won't lie. This doesn't make sense.
Just like,
but at least Obi-Wan on a nice quest, you know.
It's so dumb. Everything about this scene sucks. Everything about this movie sucks. I hope you know you like a bad movie.
I mean, I know that. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Is he one of these since I was prospecting on Supertel beyond the Outer Rim?
But this feels very much to me like
Cloners. Oh, that's a drink.
Jordan adventure.
It's a Camino Saber Dart.
We're gonna get a lot of Omega references in this episode.
Our viewer John says he has watched this movie for nostalgia alone. Yeah, this is the movie I watch when I want to fucking end my life. When I've just said, you know what, I've had a good run. Had a girlfriend once. That was a thing that happened. I guess I'm just gonna have a beer, watch this movie, and contemplate why I even exist.
I empathize with that experience, Joe. I really do.
Oh.
But this movie should fill you with joy. It's like, it's not trying to take itself seriously. It's not going for anything bigger than anything else. Like, it's just a fun adventure story with low stakes that are presented as high stakes. Like, these characters are very dramatic in their relationships, but it's not presenting them as actually being important. It's just ridiculous.
But it should be important. It's part of this big franchise that's important to people.
But it's presented as important. Like, these characters are the characters that father Luke and Leia. That's important in the scale of the franchise.
Look, it's Jocasta Nu, one of the most unexpected badasses in this franchise. Yeah, post Order 66, she protects the holocron that has all of the information about the basically younglings that the Jedi never found to keep the Empire away from it, and she has like a lightsaber she converted into a rifle and goes one-on-one against Vader. She fucking dies, but she tries her best and tries real hard, and so you gotta respect this old librarian lady. And you know,
did you ever read Harry Potter and the Cursed Child?
Oh look, that is Zet Jukakis, who is real name Jet Lucas, son of George Lucas. Anyways, I'm gonna tell you right now. Anytime you ask me the question, "Have you ever read ... the answer is no. I've read.
What?
Fun fact: I've read 7 books in my life. They all start with the same 4 words: Harry Potter and the. Like I said, 7, not 8. Haven't read The Cursed Child because everything I heard about it is it sucks.
Yeah, it pretty much sucks. I went to the midnight release and I was super hyped.
Even though I'm a Slytherin through and through, I do
Definitely,
have a
I can tell. As a Hufflepuff, I'll say that I went to the midnight release and I was disappointed by it. And that story you told about the librarian reminded me of a story from Cursed Child, where the candy shop seller from the train, in the Hogwarts Express, she has this battle scene on the top of the train, where and that moment I realized, like, wow, this is not trying to be good. Like, oh, we've given up on quality at this point. Fascinating journey of a story. Harry Potter was.
Harry Potter is bad. Harry Potter, I'm gonna say right now, is the most overrated uh, fictional franchise.
What a drop from like.
It just ate so much shit with after Fantastic Beasts. That movie sucked. The sequel somehow sucked worse.
Oh god, that movie was so hard.
I'm not even going. The only way I'm going to see the third one is if it gets positive reviews. Oh look, it's not Ahsoka.
It's Ahsoka.
No, it's not Ahsoka. So fun fact, they wanted Ahsoka to have some tie-in to these movies, and so they looked at this scene specifically that had a bunch of younglings, and they liked the look of their Tortuga, and they decided to go with that and make that character Ahsoka, which would appear in the Clone Wars. And then later they decided Ahsoka should be a girl, so they kept it a Tortuga, but just made a separate character. So Ahsoka has now never appeared in any of the live-action films, so which negates the whole point of her being a Tortuga at all. And there you go. So that character that looks like Ahsoka is not Ahsoka. And John in the chat says Harry Potter was good until J.K. started saying weird shit after the fact, and that's also kind of true.
That's very true. I was so in Harry Potter. Harry Potter like shaped my entire childhood, and then J.K. Rowling came and was like, actually,
like when
everyone sucks
but
me.
I think the first experience was when she tried to say that Hermione was never expressed, like it was never expressly said that Hermione wasn't black, and then people were like, well, here's a line in one of the books where you describe her skin as white, and then here's also the drawings you approved of a Hermione where she's very clearly white. So yeah, you kind of did say that she wasn't black by saying that she was white, which no problem with her being white, no problem with her being black. But when you expressly say she's one, you can't go back and then say, well, I never said that, when you did.
My big problem is she has this stand-in of the Spew, the group from Harry Potter that are like this SJW stand-in characters, and I'm like, oh, you clearly meant that as like a trans/LGBT kind of stand-in because she's been so anti-trans on Twitter and everything else, and I'm like, oh, you just think people standing up for rights are ridiculous.
Have you heard about the trans characters, the trans twins in Star Wars that people are like super upset about, that I think is kind of an interesting, cool concept?
I saw them on the comic there on the Instagram posts and stuff.
Yeah, so for anyone that's unaware, there was these trans twins in Star Wars that people were getting fucking like super upset about, and I was like kind of confused about it, but then I read about it and I thought it was interesting. It's basically these two twins that are aliens and are both force sensitive, that are essentially, one's a male and one's a female, and they essentially have a hive mind. You know, they're so connected to each other through the force that they essentially have a hive mind and can like hear each other's thoughts and see each other's thoughts, that they essentially have one brain. And so to me it makes sense that they're like kind of trans in a way. So I like it. So I thought it was interesting and cool, and I'm down with it. John, what are you talking about? You're just saying anyone question mark and then just said it's just me. Yeah, we got one viewer, bro, and it's you. We've noticed these get more views on like playback or on YouTube or on our podcast feed. This is our 5th Drinkalong we've done. This is our 2nd Star Wars one. We've done Suicide Squad. We've done Batman. We've done episode 1. And what's the other one we did?
Suicide Squad.
We've done Batman 89, Suicide Squad, episode 1. Oh, and Age of Ultron. That's the other one.
Oh, you're right. That was the original.
Age of Ultron was the first one we did.
Where are we at in this movie?
Padme's talking to the current queen of Naboo because somehow queens are elected in this fucking world. And she just dissed Anakin by calling him a Padawan learner.
Get him. Queen shit.
So this whole like I have a theory because like there's this whole thing with like incels and like fucking weirdo creeps that call women Milady. I think it stems from the Star Wars prequels. Like I know the Star Wars prequels are like referencing like medieval mythology and like gentleman things and like that, but I think the whole modern day thing of fucking creeper men saying Milady to women, thinking they're being all like cool and fucking like honorable, it stems from the prequels.
Yeah, Anakin definitely has that like incel vibe.
Yeah, Anakin's an incel. I had this toy too. In Lego I had Obi-Wan and his ship with R4 or R whatever the fuck.
Tell me Kamino is not one of the most iconic planets in Star Wars?
It's not.
But it shows up in Bad Batch and you're like, oh shit, it's Kamino. It shows up in Clone Wars. You're like,
maybe
oh, shit,
just because I fucking hate it in Battlefront as a map.
And you told me yourself those aliens are some of the coolest characters in Star Wars of the
when
alien
did I
characters.
say that? I never said that.
I don't know. In one of the episodes of Bad Batch, you were like, "Oh, I love those aliens with the long necks."
Yeah, I probably said that. Where's Omega? Show me Omega. What if in the background we just see like a blonde-haired girl walking around?
I was just thinking that how would we feel if we watched this actually an Omega cameo?
When did Ewan McGregor realize he hated his life during the filming of this? When, like, how many green screens did he have to act in front of before he was like, yeah, I'm out.
There's no way that this sequence was fun to act in.
Because he's acting against, like, actors that aren't there in a room that's not real. He had to have at some point been like, yeah, boys, I'm out. Fuck this.
He's like, give me that paycheck and I'm gonna go home, guys. I got some Moulin Rouge to do.
Yeah. I gotta go plow Nicole Kidman like a fucking cornfield. Fucking Sifo Dyas. God damn it. A goddamn
Sifo Dyas, the
typo.
DNA father of Omega.
Do we know how Sifo Dyas died? Other than being killed?
There was like that couple episodes in Clone Wars where they tried to explain it a bit, but I never really, I don't know. I didn't get it that much.
Pre-watching Clone Wars, I thought Sifo Dyas was Qui-Gon's code name, or like a name he used.
I thought it was a stand-in for Palpatine for a while, but that didn't make any sense by the end, so I don't know.
I mean, it was
it
supposed to be him originally, but then, you know, George Lucas can't type, so... But the one thing I have a problem with this is, like, at some point, as someone who, like, as a delivery driver and stuff and, like, does a lot of, like, cash on delivery orders and shit like that.
Look at that gorgeous exterior.
You'd eventually be like, hey, we've been making clones for you for, like, 10 years. Like, when the fuck are you gonna pay us? Like, at some point, they would show up to, like, the Jedi Temple on Coruscant and be like, yo, where's our fucking money, man?
But when you're doing these like backdoor dealings, you're like, oh, you're going to be the Empire in the future, so we'll
they
just
didn't
do
know
it
that.
now.
They just knew a Jedi showed up and was like, make us some fucking clones.
Oh my god.
Fucking boo sound over there.
I'm sorry. We're getting for the
Start
same monologue. Are you ready? Oh no. Oh god, gotta start there.
You're the one that created the rule and you didn't even drink during it. Dude, I would show fucking Natalie Portman the most disappointing 5 seconds of her life.
Black Swan, great movie.
Jackie, I actually enjoyed. I didn't think I would going into it, but I like the whole concept of like, hey, you know this iconic human being that died? Well, like, his wife was fucking right next to him when it happened. Like, just the idea of imagining riding in a car with your husband and his fucking head exploding 30 inches from you. And, like, the aftermath of that, I thought was, like, a very interesting plot that no one really ever thinks about. John, what do you mean by only 5? What are you talking about? Do you know what he means? He just said only 5, question mark.
I don't know.
So many clones. Which one of these is Omega? Oh, 5 seconds? Yeah, dude. Maybe 4, potentially just 3. Probably why my last girlfriend, ghosted me.
I'm sorry, Joe.
Granted, I think we had the opposite problem. Honestly, John, probably not. Also, if you notice these patches, these are the same patch the scientist wears in The Mandalorian.
Look at all these CGI people.
Well, those people are real. I think well, we're not going to get into that. My mom might watch this at some point. She doesn't need to hear about my, extracurricular activities.
You got your little secret Camino Plus, you got those plans.
Oh, look at now we're into the fake people.
What a flex of Dave Filoni to turn these clones from nothing characters into actually like a handful of developed really interesting characters. Like, yeah. I'm very invested in the Bad Batch clones and also a lot of the clones they developed in Clone Wars. Like, I can't believe how, like, this movie is not great when you watch it in context of when it came out, but I think in context of the whole series, like, you see a lot of really fun setups in here, like a lot of these characters that become really interesting characters that were bad in this movie that become good characters in future movies.
Yeah, for sure. Except for this storyline is dumb.
I don't know. It's not great, but I think it has a romantic.
Paolo. A lot of Paolo talk today with, the Lizzie McGuire movie, which is severely underrated. And then Natalie Portman talking about getting fucking her back blown out by a guy named Paolo.
Yeah, she was like, I went to Paris this one time, and this guy Paolo. She's like,
I lived in New York. I met this guy named Leon. He was a little bit older than me. He blew my fucking back out.
She was like, I was this ballerina. I was trying to audition for this show.
Oh, we're talking about 2 different movies here. Oh, John said Milady stems from manga and anime, which makes sense. Speaking of my dating history, name a better duo than black women in anime.
Interesting.
Surprisingly, a lot of crossover.
I like this conversation because it shows Anakin has, even if he's just like not taking stuff that seriously, has this inclination to like, I'm right, Yeah. And it's badly written. It's not like good.
No.
But I think it's I don't know, it works.
It's a little bit of foreshadowing of what's to come. With like his whole Vader thing. I really
like the theme they play for Anakin and Padme too. The live theme of Star Wars.
Also, these creatures can go fuck off and die. They look stupid. They're like weird armadillos on steroids.
My biggest problem with this Anakin Padme stuff is it's just like way too much of the movie. Like, they could have just had a couple of scenes.
To me, like, I go back to what I said earlier. I would be way more down if it was kind of revealed, like, right around now that they've secretly been dating the last 3 or 4 years. and like this is kind of like their first time they've been able to get away for a long period of time.
That would have worked a lot better. I just think if you watch Star Wars as like a space opera, like this stuff is larger than reality. You know, you're seeing these two people fall in love, and it's like a one weekend, but you know that wouldn't happen in reality. What would happen in this like operatic reality of Star Wars?
But Star Wars is somewhat based on. Oh, look, it's Boba Fett. So one of the things here's behind the scenes information here. Daniel Logan plays Boba Fett, and he gives Obi-Wan a weird look, and they couldn't get the look down right. They were like couldn't figure it out. George Lucas, as someone who's not great at working with actors, couldn't figure out what to say to Daniel Logan, and it was Ewan McGregor that says through this whole scene, "Look at me like you know I farted, but I won't admit to it." And so that's the look on Daniel Logan's face this entire scene. Is someone farted and he knows it's Ewan McGregor, but Ewan McGregor won't admit to it.
That nice sus look. Simple man trying to make his way in the universe. Called back in Mandalorian, of course.
Oh, yeah, that's a drink. And you see his armor nicely displayed.
Right in the foreground, right there.
Yeah. And in case you hadn't noticed it, the 20 seconds we've kind of seen it.
Yeah, here's a close-up.
I like the little career resurgence of Tamira Morrison, whether it's being in Star Wars stuff again or being in Moana or Aquaman.
Can I make a prediction right now on the chat here?
Yeah.
I think Tamara Morrison's gonna get cast in Lights Out too.
And
maybe
what?
3. He'll be in the Lights Out franchise.
Oh, Knives! I thought you said Lights Out. I'm like, that's a weird ass prediction. But Knives Out, yeah.
No, I don't give a shit about Lights Out 3, but I think he'll be in Knives Out somewhere in the franchise in Knives Out. Whether it's 3 or 2.
I thought you said Lights Out, and I'm like, that's a fucking weird ass prediction for him to be in Lights Out 2, I guess. I mean, if that's the prediction you want to go with, like, sure, but yeah, I'd be okay with it.
Knives Out has such a ridiculous cast. I feel like that's the way to go for some of these actors.
I'd be down for it. Like a cop. I could see him as like a cool cop.
That's what I'm thinking, like a sideline cop, like the second tier cop.
Who was
not a main character, but like the B tier cop, like
in the first one, it was the Keith Stanfield, and who was the other cop?
Keith Stanfield and somebody else.
I want to say it was like Brian Tyree Henry, but that might not be right.
Oh man, what a scene!
That pair, like I hate shit like that. Where like that pair didn't need to be fake, but it's so very clearly fake.
Since I missed the other Anakin monologue, I'm gonna drink through this one because it's equally terrible. But also I love it, so.
Oh yeah, it's that guy that's not really anything.
Nice dead air time.
Yeah, there's two. There's Noah Sagan, who's not really been in anything, and then there's Raul Castillo, who you might remember from being in Army of the Dead, as
great. What a movie!
The Latino guy. If you have not seen Army of the Dead, consider yourself lucky. That movie's bad.
There's a couple scenes I really liked, and then the rest of it, I'm like, I don't know.
It's a 2.5 hour movie that at an hour 45 still would have been too long.
I liked a lot of what it did. I would like to do a review
by
of
the
on
kiss
the
that
channel.
you never should have given me. That's a drink. I don't even know if that matches a rule. That's a goddamn drink.
If you're talking prequel memes, like all we can do is drink in this scene. Every line of this is so good. This is like operatically ridiculous. This is not. I don't know how you take this seriously. George Lucas, what are you doing?
George Lucas is a bad fucking dialogue writer, duh.
But this whole movie is kind of in this, I don't know. It's not meant to be taken that seriously, I don't know.
I don't know, man. I
don't know. You know? Who knows?
again, this all would work better if they've secretly been dating for the last 3 or 4 years. Of like, you're suffering as much as I am. Like, if you want to fuck, but you know we can't fuck because of who you are and who I am, that's fuck. But the whole of like, yeah, we just kind of had a long weekend, it doesn't work quite as well.
But the Clone Wars kind of adds to this a bit. Would you agree? Like the Clone Wars
it
gives
does,
them,
yeah.
it's like this elongated, like tragic romance of like, oh, we could be together, but we can't because of these limitations.
But if the Attack of the Clones also has that, then I think it works better.
You're right.
I think
this movie is not good, but I think like I've said, I think as a prequel to the Clone Wars, I like it.
I wish. Oh, that's a drink. I wish that I could just wish these feelings away. That's a drink. Come on. I love the very earthly logs in the background when you could go with literally like any other kind of fire. Like any other kind of space fantasy fire. Nope. Fucking logs, bitch.
Yeah. Padme's outfits in every single scene are different. It's so good.
Trivia question. Do you know what Anakin and Padme's wedding gifts are to each other?
I'm gonna say that Padme's to Anakin's is a bag full of sand, and Anakin to Padme, he gives her a replica of his chopped off hand, and he says, "For when you're alone," and he gives her that hand, and that's it.
Okay, so John, this is the second movie we've done back to back. We started Bad Batch around 8:15, 8:30. Or not Bad Batch, god damn it, sorry. We watched Phantom Menace around 8:30 and we finished a few beers during that, and now we're on Attack. Our plan was not to do both of them back to back, but me and Tristan together, we were just like, fuck it, let's just keep this train going.
This is so good. Oh my god, how do you not like the Camino planet? It's so interesting.
It's a terrible map on Battlefront. That's why I hate this fucking scene. Anyways, the answer to the trivia question of their wedding gift to each other. Padme's wedding gift to Anakin is R2-D2. Anakin's wedding gift to Padme is C-3PO. John says, entertainment value alone, 10 out of 10 watching Tristan drunk.
Okay, I mean...
He also says, what a terrible trade. Yeah, exactly. C-3PO is pound for pound the worst character in Star Wars. He's in, like, all of the movies, and he's fucking annoying in every single scene.
You're acting like every line he has in New Hope isn't fucking hilarious. Like, he's the best character probably in the movie.
Line. He has 0 lines that are anywhere above average. They're all ass. Hey, look, it's the guy from the Capital One commercials.
Because you see, there's a in the ground underneath this Jedi temple here, there's a Sith temple.
That is true. There is a Sith temple.
It's diminishing their power to see the future and just to connect to the Force.
There's a Sith temple on Coruscant, and when the Jedi kind of took over and the Sith were defeated in the what was it? The Time of Darkness? Something like that? I don't remember. Something like that.
Some kind of shit.
Something like that. When the Jedi eventually won, they built a temple over top of the Sith temple. Yeah, John, go fuck yourself. He said Tristan is the only guy of this podcast that I like. Well, you know what? Go fuck yourself.
I agree. Fuck you guys.
Go make friends with Travis, you fuck.
I don't know who that is, but...
So I got fired from my job as a janitor for some reason, and they hired this guy Travis to take my spot. And John works where I used to work, so... And apparently Travis sucks.
God, Natalie Portman is owning this scene. Look at this.
She's just fucking dying him.
gorgeous.
Wait,
Look
what?
at this. Queen shit.
And now I deliver HVAC equipment in 95-degree heat, which is fun. Oh yeah, John used to be the janitor and then he got promoted, but no one wanted to fucking promote me, so I guess I suck. As per usual. Thunder rumbling.
My heart feels.
Slave 1, I love the shot in Mandalorian where you get the internal of Slave 1 as the ship rotates.
But get on board. Lightsaber ignition.
Oh, I can't. I forgot about the. What?
What are our drinking rules again?
Anytime there's a prequel meme, chug through the sand speech, anytime they say clone, and anytime there's a reference to something that happens in later canon. Or anytime like they reference something in later canon.
Tell me this fight is not like one of the best Star Wars fights.
I can't because I hate Force users versus non-Force user fight. Like this fight should be Obi-Wan just lifts Changeup up in the air. It's like, do something, bitch.
Look at that! Look at that space kick. Did you see that space kick?
You're not giving a score to Tristan, or did you mean to say Tristan, but you said Travis? Because John right now says my rating of this podcast: Joe 4 out of 10, Johnny 0 out of 10, Bobby 4.5 out of 10, Travis 10 out of 10. And then he just said meant to say Tristan, so he meant to give you a 10 out of 10.
Look at this theme park ride shit. Obi-Wan's like riding on this, dude.
Oh, there's a part here where Obi-Wan's hands should be fucking shredded. And not in like a muscular fucking shredded like I'm shredded, but like shredded as in like,
like
shredded
you're
cheese.
shredded, okay.
Right here. Right here. And coming up 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right here, his hands should be sliced in half.
Arms. Oh, he's got no arms.
Yeah, basically that, or it just slips right through his hands and cuts through his hands. Like you, just like a little 1/4-inch wire. You can't just be like, oh, I grabbed it and stopped myself, guys. It's okay.
I'm good.
I'm getting ripped tonight. Look at that, fucking.
Look at that armor, though.
Can't wait to see.
Look at that shine.
I'm getting ripped tonight. John, I'll fucking fuck you up, little boy. John says, want a slap box, Joe? I'll fuck you up.
Look at Boba. He's literally a better character in this movie than he was in the entire original trilogy. He's more interesting here than he was in any original trilogy movie.
I mean, you chose to speak any language you wanted, and you chose facts. So, before Boba Fett appeared in The Mandalorian, I had my idea for a Boba Fett movie, which is, like, he had, like, a Dengar or, like, a droid or something with him. And, like, the whole thing was, like, he was... Based on his appearance in the original trilogy, my thing was, like, he was incompetent as a bounty hunter, and, like, he just sucked.
Back to Tatooine.
He just sucked as a bounty hunter, and he let the droid do all the work, and he just took all the credit.
I like that.
And, like, do it, like, as, like, a Lord Miller type comedy. John says, I've never won at Slapbox. Come at me, bro. Like, let's fucking go. Like, I got you, bro. I love Watto here in his little World War I helmet. Like, he's like this old veteran.
I love that Anakin's like, oh, hey, Watto, as if he didn't enslave him for his entire childhood.
Motherfucker enslaves me, and now I'm, like, as powerful as a god. I am force-choking this bitch. Annie? Little Annie?
How does Anakin not kill this man?
Yeah, I am force-choking this motherfucker until he dies.
Watto. Hey, Andy. It's me, Watto.
Where's What's-Her-Face from that one thing?
Ahsoka?
No.
Padme?
Who is that one actress from Elf and The Mandalorian?
What?
And Google knows. Google knows. Google knows. Amy
Jedi,
Sedaris.
what do you know?
Yeah, where's the Amy Sedaris at? You know?
What? What? Where is she in Star Wars?
You don't know who Amy Sedaris? Do you know who Amy Sedaris is? Come on, bro.
I'm doing a Google. She's like a blonde, a person.
Yeah. Amy Sedaris? Come on, bro. Step your fucking knowledge up.
Like you tell me actors, I know almost none.
Tina Fey.
Like I could tell you Tina Fey.
Matt Damon.
I could tell you Matt Damon. He's
Tom
like
Hanks.
the Jason Bourne guy. Tom Hanks, he's like the Forrest Gump guy.
Lance Bass. But Amy Sedaris, come on, bro. She was in Mandalorian. She was an elf.
She was a Mandalorian. She's probably bad because that show's bad.
Fuck off. You love that show.
She was like the annoying woman who took care of Grogu for a couple episodes, right?
Exactly. We're getting seismic charges. The weapon.
Oh God, how do you leave for this?
The weapon I wanted to put on our Mount Rushmore of Star Wars weapons, but Johnny was like, I don't know what those are. I'm like, well, you're not even a Star Wars fan, so go fuck yourself. Seismic charges deserve to be in the.
I had it on
Mount
mine.
Rushmore.
I agree.
Because of fucking Johnny, we couldn't put goddamn seismic charges on our Mount Rushmore.
How do you see this and not want them? Look at this. Ooh, you can feel that. Oh boy.
All right, John. See ya. Might see you this weekend. You gotta figure shit out. Let me know where to be and what to do.
Same.
Go fuck yourself, John. I hope you fucking never win goddamn Fibbage again, you little bitch ass.
I'll be there. Seismic charges.
He doesn't seem to take a hint, this guy.
Who would have thought Tamara Morrison would be the one we demand to be back in Mandalorian? We can't see Boba Fett without Tamara Morrison. We need him.
Well, he lives in Chicago, so probably not going to happen. John says, Joe, bring Tristan to Jordan's this weekend. Well, probably not going to happen. No offense.
Buy my flight and I'll come.
Yeah, exactly.
Or half of it.
Yeah, if we lived in Atlanta, like, we would film this together. But he lives in Chicago, so, like, not really.
Just move here, Joe. Move to a real city. Atlanta. What do you guys got? You got Coke? Okay. Wow, you got the Coke factory.
We got Home Depot, dog.
Come to get some pizza in the real city.
I've been to Chicago. I've been to I've been in Soldier Field, bro. Soldier Field.
The best field.
No, it's not.
It's like, what if aliens invaded ancient Rome?
John said Home Depot is owned by a far-right Nazi. I mean, probably.
You're right. Bunch of people are like, look at this board I bought from Home Depot. Mm-hmm. Guys, go shop at Home Depot and bought this board.
You and John would get along very well. Except John's a big-time Trump supporter, so you'd have to get around that.
Oh, shit. You're banned. I said righteous get banned, so that includes you.
I'm kidding. John's probably going to go off that I said he was a Trump supporter. He just said in the chat, STFU.
In my chat, in the chat rules, I said racists get banned. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
So, if that applies to you.
Yeah. No one on this planet loves Donald Trump more than John Collette. Like, he has a shrine in his house to Donald Trump. He just replied in the chat, stop. As if, like, people are gonna watch this.
John Collette. What rate?
Alright, I was joking, John. No one believes that you support Donald Trump.
Did you charge the Capitol, though? I mean, we did not see
Now, like how I've just said your first name this entire time until kind of the end, and then, but you still think people would notice. Like, no one watches this. And then he said in the chat, let's go Trump Jr., so, you know.
That would be the most embarrassing 2024 ever. My God.
Yeah, well, not that this is a political chat. It's more of a Attack of the Clones type deal. But
you're right. Look at this digital shot right here.
I was just gonna say though that like Joe Biden, Kamala Harris at this rate, not going great for them. Like people are kind of like, what the fuck's going on? Whether whatever is going on is really in their control or not, it's a different conversation. But no one really cares about that. Back to the Lars homestead.
More Tatooine. We did enough in the first movie. Not 2
okay,
hours.
John says okay for real leaving now. Well, we don't want your Trump supporting ass out here anyway, so adios, John. The Maker. Okay, so that's the thing. Anytime C-3PO says thank the Maker during the original trilogy, is he talking about Anakin?
It sounds like it.
Because he says thank the Maker.
He's like thank
all the
Darth
time.
Vader.
There's a great here that was not intentional. It's towards the end. It's when it's more towards the end of them leaving Tatooine.
Look, who would have thought?
Who would have thought the best actor in this movie is this guy that plays Owen Lars that has like 3 lines?
Yeah, this random dude. He doesn't even really look like himself. Like he's aged really into himself as an actor.
Yeah. Like there's no way he's not in the Obi-Wan series, right? Joel Edgerton.
I think they've confirmed him in there.
Yeah.
Him and Baru are both confirmed for being in the show. So let's drink for them.
When it was more gonna be an Obi-Wan movie directed by Stephen Daldry, like I wanted him to direct with like a guest appearance or like an appearance. I thought like Joel Edgerton like doing like a small budget thing. Like okay, like let's like to me an Obi-Wan movie of him on Tatooine should not cost more than like $100 million, right?
Yeah, right.
So I was like, okay, like that relatively small budget directed by Joel Edgerton, I thought could be really interesting. But obviously they went more like TV show route, and I'm okay with Deborah Chow being the director. Like I'm not against it in any level. I like these little like Padme kind of buns that Natalie Portman's been rocking this whole movie.
I appreciate the appearance of the original Owen.
What? That's not the original Owen, bro.
It might be.
It's not though.
It could be.
Gotta pee a little bit.
Same.
But my roommates are banging, so God, I'm gonna wait a little bit. Right here, this is the unintentional. So Anakin, they meant to film like actually Natalie Portman and Hayden Christensen talking, but they noticed that the shadow projected on Hayden Christensen with his little bun and everything looked just like the shadow of Darth Vader. And they realized, well, we can't not use that, so that's why in that conversation it's the shadow of Natalie Portman and Hayden Christensen talking, because it unintentionally looked like Darth Vader.
It looks good though. It's operatic. It's mythic. It's Star Wars.
And this looks super fake. And Duel of the Fates plays. Good, and, to me, it just doesn't fit this scene. Duel of the Fates is not like Darth Vader's music. I would much prefer a song or like a music right here that invokes more of the Imperial March than Duel of the Fates.
But I think he's still presented like this choice of like, do I go through with this or do I not?
I get that.
Do I choose Padme? Do I choose this life of like violence?
Well, it's Anakin goddamn Skywalker. Of course he's gonna wake up and choose violence. But I also got pee. Anakin Skywalker's a simp. Alright, I gotta pee. Have fun. Entertain the crowds.
I'll try my best. We're getting to a lot of Clone Wars setup right here. We're getting a lot of stuff right here that is like a single line or a single shot. Wow, look at that stretch from Joe. Oh my god, those legs. Oof. Ah, oh, show off, Joe. My god. Anyway, Obi-Wan is arriving at this clone factory, right? And getting this setup of this larger plan that the Jedi are not quite aware of in the world of the prequels. And we know from hindsight that Palpatine is part of this plan. But even now, even post Rise of Skywalker, we don't quite 100% know what that plan is, right? But this plan gives us a lot of information. This scene right here, where we're seeing Dooku arrive, and they're presenting this idea of a plan involving the droids and the clones and the Separatists and the Death Star even. The Death Star comes up later in the scene. It's all part of a similar plan. And whether or not that's been fully explained, I think that sets up Palpatine throughout this entire franchise, whether it's Phantom Menace, he shows up for a couple of scenes here and there, or whether it's Rise of Skywalker, he's one of the penultimate finales of the movie. I think this sets up Palpatine in his whole plan in a lot of ways. Look, we get like a type of Palpatine or type of character for Darth Plagueis. We get a lot of like characters showing up this evil plan. I'm talking, Joe, about how we get this idea here in the scene of a ultimate evil plan that's been lurking throughout this entire franchise, and how that's kind of been a fallback for a lot of storytelling, where it's like, oh yeah, that's part of Palpatine's plan, or that's part of Sidious's plan, where it's like, oh, and we get these scenes here of the Separatists playing together with the Death Star and that kind of setup. So I want to get your thoughts on some of the way that this movie sets up evil plans throughout Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, it's in a way, it's kind of like the beginning of the Empire in a weird way. Like, I mean, if you follow it logically, it's really the beginning of the rebellion, but it's still the beginning of the dark side kind of thought process and system. So it's like, in a weird way, the beginnings of the Empire, of like these various evil characters getting together, being like, hey, let's do some shit. And look, it's Shmi Skywalker like dying. Like, why do they have her tied up like that? Like, weirdly, like, it doesn't really fully make sense if you think about it. Like, why is she not just like worked to death instead of like tied up like that? Like, is she supposed to be crucified? Are we supposed to get like a Jesus allegory here? Like, I don't really know what's going on.
She sacrificed, you know.
Is she a sex slave?
Probably.
Are the sand people clapping them cheeks?
Oh god.
Apparently the sand people like a rife based on her face.
I think this scene pretty much delivers. Like, especially following up with episode 1 where they have that goodbye scene.
Yeah. This is her
How do you feel about this though? As a person who's not a huge fan of this movie, do you think this scene works at all?
This scene works up until she goes. Like, if she had a more believable death, I think it works better, but as soon as she goes, everything leading up to it is gone.
It hurts so that she can't even finish the sentence. She's like, and Anakin probably had this regret of like, God, if I didn't leave and go with the Jedi, we could have been together for this whole time. And I think that kind of develops his hate of the Jedi. Like, I could have saved you. I could have been back here rescuing you this whole time, but I was stuck in this Jedi training, and I was told to ignore my emotions for this
Well, Anakin's a fucking
entire
simp.
range of my life, this 10 years or whatever I spent between episode 1 and 2. There's no way we have Darth Vader without this death scene right here.
Well, that's probably also true. I like these little weird hyena lizard things. I still think it works better. I don't know if it was this episode or the Phantom Menace episode where we talked. I think it works better if she and Klieg and Owen are still enslaved and Anakin just goes and murks all of the fucking slave owners on Tatooine.
Look, I need to pee so bad, but I don't know where to pee because every scene in this movie is so good that I want to leave.
This movie is trash. Go fucking pee.
Pain, suffering. Yeah. Samuel L. Jackson, cash those checks. Oof.
Go make that Capital One money. Alright, so we got Obi-Wan here talking with, trying to communicate with Anakin with this little droid, but it's not working because, you know, Anakin don't give a fuck about no Obi-Wan. He's trying to get his fucking dick wet, as are we all. And Obi-Wan just realized Anakin's fucking up a little bit because he's on Tatooine when he's supposed to be on Naboo. Ooh, little Annie. Little orphan Annie. It's a hard knock life, man.
Copy?
What?
Joe, do you copy?
Do you copy? You copy my dick.
You're right.
Anakin, no! Oh, little orphan Annie.
Why are we back on Tatooine after like an hour and a half of Tatooine, the first movie?
Do you think they made Pernilla August get in that fucking, like, blanket to have Hayden Christensen carry her?
It was like in Revenge of the Sith where Hayden was like, I gotta play Vader. She was like, I gotta play the SAG. And they were like, okay, Hayden, carry her. And she got in character, she got in costume, and he carried her. I believe in that.
How much, Owen Lars are we getting in the Obi-Wan series? Do you think it's like a one episode thing? Do you think it's like a every episode thing? Like, what do you
I think it's premiere, finale, and then a scene or two throughout the rest of the show. But I think that's kind of the role we get. Like, we get that kind of guest star feel. He's there in the beginning, there in the end, and there like once in a while throughout, but not a major presence at all.
Yeah. Do you think Obi-Wan leaves Tatooine in the show, or no?
I'm not quite sure. I think they have to walk that line of, do we like give fans what they want and not let him leave Tatooine for that technicality of, oh, he didn't leave Tatooine.
Yeah, but you know who made that up? Dumb people.
I think that's a too literal reading of that line. I wouldn't be opposed to him leaving Tatooine at all. But I do think it would be interesting to see how they could not. I think it would be more interesting if he didn't, because I think it would have allow them to be creative and be like, okay, how do we keep him here? How do we not have him be let off this planet? So my hope is that he doesn't leave just because I think it would be more
interesting if someone had something like that in a sequel trilogy of like a person trying to maybe stop someone from dying, or maybe if they like had a person close to them that died and they tried to bring him back. Like, that'd be an interesting idea to explore. Like, what if that
Look,
happened?
all I gotta say is we're coming up to a great Anakin monologue.
All I'm
So if your
saying,
drink is ready, I'm ready to drink throughout this Anakin
I
monologue.
killed them. Single one of them. Not just the men, but the women and the children too. And all Padme's thinking right now is, God,
Like
I'm
animals.
so
I
fucking
slaughtered them
wet.
like animals.
Oh, I
Joe, what is your favorite prequel meme line?
Hello there.
That's a good one.
So, fun fact, my friend has Jordan ever been on a podcast you were on?
Maybe, but I don't think so.
Well, so my friend Jordan, he's been on one or two episodes of our main podcast, and he might happen on a Star Wars Drinkalong sometime. He was busy today. So he and I were roommates. We've basically been roommates like 7 of the last 9 years of our lives, and we had 2 Wi-Fis at our house that we shared together, and they were Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi. And our password to get on was capital HELLO space THERE exclamation point.
Nice. I appreciate that.
And that's still his password. So if you ever go to his house and you're like, hey, what's the password for his Wi-Fi? There you go.
Yeah, if you guys want free Wi-Fi, find him. You know the password now.
Just have to find his address, which I'm not going to say on the internet.
I believe in my apartment in California, my password was kill myself 420.
Jesus. But yeah, so if you're ever interested in the idea of like maybe someone trying to bring someone back from the dead, which would be an interesting Star Wars concept and very, similar to what maybe certain characters are trying to do, I may be working on that.
You know what I like about this arc is that we get a reverse of the Clark Kent Superman arc where he experiences this loss that he can't control. It's like, no matter how powerful I am, I can't stop my family from dying. And where Clark Kent chooses the light side, I think Anakin chooses the dark side. And I think that in an interesting way, Anakin Skywalker's arc is this foil to Clark Kent's arc where it's Clark Kent chooses the good side, and Anakin starts to choose the light side. And this movie is flawed, but I think it shows his journey along to choosing the worst choice and choosing the more selfish choice. Even if he thinks in his mind that it's the right choice, he's making what we know as the selfish choice, slowly but surely moving himself towards the Darth Vader turn we get in Revenge of the Sith.
I guess it depends on what Superman you're watching. Maybe you're watching a Superman and Lois, and it's a different thing. Whatever. Just saying. Just saying. I still like I don't want to say theory, but my idea I had that Mace Windu, for the longest part of his life, for whatever reason, thought that he was the answer to the prophecy, and he thought he was the one that was going to bring balance to the Force. And then when Anakin's appearance showed up, or like Anakin's appearance, and made him realize that he was not the chosen one. And so that's why Mace hates Anakin so much, is because he realized his entire life is a lie.
Over under 40% we get Mace Windu in the Obi-Wan show.
I still love my concept of, I have no idea if this is the direction they're going with Obi-Wan. I love my concept of Mace Windu being the antagonist in Obi-Wan's story, because he represents the Jedi way of old, of just like this strict doctrine. But is that the direction they're going to go with? I don't think so. So I'm going to say less than my want, and what I think is the best route to go, I would say over for 40%. But of the direction I think they're actually going to go, I'm going to say less than 40. If that makes sense.
I understand.
Because I love the idea of Mace Windu showing up, teaming up with Obi-Wan for an episode, and then Obi-Wan realizing him and Mace Windu have very different ideals, and Obi-Wan has to kill him because if he doesn't, Mace Windu is going to kill Luke.
I'd love to see that happen. You know, I don't want to. Yeah. We'll see what happens with Obi-Wan. And look at that, Jar Jar has some very complex emoting in like his 1 or 2 scenes in this movie.
Jar Jar Binks sucks my fucking cock.
But he is the key to all of this, you know. If he didn't give Palpatine power at the end.
Oh look, it's Count fucking Dooku. I love this. This is one of my favorite scenes. Number one, it's very. I think Count Dooku and what's his name? Kylo Ren are very similar, and I love this whole thing because Count Dooku does not tell a lie. Count Dooku is very much telling his truth. Because this is like, in a way, this is like a grandfather and grandson. Because Count Dooku trained Qui-Gon and Qui-Gon trained Obi-Wan. So, like in the world of the Jedi, this is a grandfather and grandson having a conversation.
Yeah, and this is very much like what Qui-Gon could have become if he turned a little bit, slightly more to the dark side.
Yeah.
So Obi-Wan is tempted with this idea of what Qui-Gon might have been to him. Like,
for sure.
He's scared of what Qui-Gon as a subverter of the Jedi Order might have been. Like, I think Dooku embodies what Obi-Wan fears Qui-Gon was.
Yeah. And I like a Darksider more similar to a Qui-Gon than like a Palpatine. That's like, he's just like, yeah, I'm on my own side, and if that's the dark side, then cool. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm on my side. Where Palpatine's like a mustache twirling, I'm fucking evil for the sake of being evil kind of villain. Join me, and together we will rule the galaxy as father and son. See, I believe Dooku here. I think if Obi-Wan joins Dooku, they take out Palpatine, or they at least try. They might fail, but if they succeed, they take out Palpatine, and they form their own order, which I think wouldn't necessarily be like terrible. Like, it's not going to be like this idealist,
like right wing kind of like, oh, we gotta take control.
He's like the kind of person that's like, I'm on my own side, but I'm not going to kill like innocent people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might kill people that are involved, but I'm not going to kill like random civilian innocent people, like a Maul would. Yeah, this is where fucking Jar Jar fucks up. And this is how Liberty dies.
Approval. I think if people hadn't roasted Jar Jar so hard in Phantom Menace, you could have gotten an arc here of like Jar Jar coming to this conclusion. So we get a hint of it with his interaction with Padme. But it's not like totally explored. I love democracy. Let's drink for that.
I love democracy. Who don't love democracy?
I can name a few.
Name 5.
Visit, I will. Oh, yes.
See, this is partially where the Jedi have lost their way. If they're about to just use a bunch of slaves, which I think is part of George Lucas's like mindset of what people don't understand when they talk shit about Rey. And I'm not here to like defend Rey. Of like, the Jedi of the prequels have lost their way. They are not what Jedi are supposed to be, and this is what George Lucas is saying. So if you're saying Rey's not a Jedi because she's not like the Jedi of the prequels, then you're a fucking dum-dum. Fact. Am I wrong?
The whole prequels are this idea of the Jedi are not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and it's like the downfall of the Jedi.
Yeah.
You're seeing Qui-Gon as this embodiment of what the Jedi were, and he dies. And there's just slow failing of the Jedi as what they could have been versus what they are now.
Yeah.
And they're kind of blinded by other forces, but...
Like you have...
you see Anakin as the ultimate failure of the Jedi.
Yeah, like this emotionless fuck. But you have, like, Yoda basically leading all of the Jedi in, you know, the prequels. And then you have Yoda in Empire Strikes Back realizing his failure, saying, or not make one great. You know, like him kind of realizing he fucked up. Also, all of this steam and smoke looks fake as fuck.
I'm telling you now that C-3PO has some of the funniest lines.
No, you're fucking wrong. Shut the fuck up or I'll meet your goddamn mic. No more.
When he's
no,
no,
no. I don't care. You have to say no.
Wow. No. Comedic gold.
Comedic fucking failure. I'd rather watch a 2021 Bill Cosby stand-up routine than ever see C-3PO in another fucking Star Wars project.
Oh, rude.
I'd rather have a daughter spend the night at Bill Cosby's house than watch another fucking anything with C-3PO in it.
Look at those moving walls. That's right, Republic Commando. Yeah. That's intense. Lightsaber ignited. Ever said drinking in that? I don't remember.
No, that's just for the Phantom Menace.
That was the last movie. Alright. Well, I'll drink anyway.
Alright, you do that. So much of this is stupid. Spoiler alert.
We're about to go for like 45 minutes of just one endless scene that just never really ends.
Yeah, there is 44 minutes and 21 seconds left in this movie, so...
Yikes, man. Oof. That's not like that long by today's standards, but it feels long.
Padme sucks.
What?
Padme's
I was about to tell you, Padme is like the ultimate character. Until the final movie. But like in these two, she's very... She fights, man. She like just... She's not hiding. She's leading the fight. She's shooting droids. She's fighting enemies. She's badass.
She's not.
Look, you can fly. It's not just set up in Revenge of the Sith, it's here in this one.
You say so.
Anakin is so cool. Okay,
no one ever.
This finale goes on so long. Like, we have this, plus we have the Coliseum fight that comes almost instantly after this. And then there's the Count Dooku Yoda fight, and then there's the Count Dooku Obi-Wan Anakin fight, and it's like, my God, are we done?
Never.
Like, we have 40 minutes left, and probably 35 of that if not more, is fight scenes.
Yeah, this movie is all fight scenes.
Plus,
I might fall asleep.
also we're coming to the golden age of comedy right here.
Oh my god, I hate this
C-3PO
so
and
much.
the droid swapped bodies.
It's so fucking bad, bro. Like, I don't even want to hear your goddamn bullshit fucking defense of this goddamn fucking scene. It's so bad.
Yeah, okay, you lost the Jack Sparrow body swap movie for a reason.
Yeah, because your movie fucking sucked fucking big fat donkey dong.
Yeah, okay, tell me that and then tell me why I won.
Because Johnny and fucking Bobby don't know a goddamn good movie if it bit him on the dick.
Okay. You're out here telling me First Reformed is bad.
It is! I watched it and I didn't like it because it's bad. You can't sit here and tell me First Reformed is a good movie without
First
lying.
Reformed it was literally in my, when we hit the top of the decade, I talked about First Reformed. Because
Yeah, and
it's
you know
that
who
good.
else had it in the fucking top of their decade? Nobody. All of my movies on our last fight were better than yours.
No. My Hannibal was so much better than yours.
No, it was not. Your Hannibal sucked. And
Yours
also, we
was
didn't
so
go Hannibal
bad.
versus Hannibal. I don't even know what your Hannibal was. Oh, it was your Hannibal versus my Highlander. My Highlander was so much better than your Hannibal.
Oh no, it was so bad.
My Hannibal was way better than whatever the
My
fuck.
my Highlander was so much better than your movie too.
Your Highlander sucked. I don't even know what I fought against, but your Highlander.
It was Nick
garbage.
Cage as the evil Highlander guy, and
Oh,
I don't know.
fuck.
I haven't seen Highlander. What do I know?
Me either. I just made shit up, but like.
Yeah, so it was like okay, one clan versus another clan. Okay.
That's not what Highlander is at all. I've done enough research to know that.
Oh, not again.
Oh, it was my Hannibal versus your Scrooged. Is what it was.
That's right.
So you tried to make your Scrooged all
I should have won
serious.
that. Oh my god, mine was so good.
No, I basically convinced Johnny that your Scrooge wasn't Scrooged, and that's why I won, because my argument was correct. I'm like, if you're gonna reboot a movie that's Scrooged, it at least has to be a comedy. Otherwise, it's just a Christmas Carol. And Johnny was like, "You're right," and that's why I won. Because I
You
argued
picked a
better.
bad movie. I picked a good
Okay, you told me that you would love to see my fucking version of Hannibal or Manhunter.
one. Yeah, from the director of Mank. Right there.
From the director of Seven,
From
the director
game.
of Fight Club, the director of all of, from The Social Network.
Who's seen that? I don't know.
You would love to see my fucking version of Manhunter, and you know it.
Okay, but is there a better scene in any Fincher movie than this scene right here? Like when
All
Anakin
of
declares
them.
his love for Padme, and we get this incredible shot of them going out into the Coliseum with the music playing. Like, this is Star Wars right here. This is original John Williams score. This is epic.
John Williams couldn't
operatic
lick my own
romance.
fart.
John Williams? You hate John Williams now?
Yeah, he sucks. He made these
Oh.
movies.
All right.
Anyone involved in this movie sucks. See, all of this is better if we know they've been dating for the last 3 years. Or at least in
But they've been in love
communication with each other.
for 3 years.
What?
They've been in love for 3 years.
They haven't talked in 10 fucking years. He was 9 and she's 14, according to Weird Al Yankovic. Obi-Wan's like, God damn it, these fucking guys are gonna get me killed.
This is the point where you're like, clearly this movie has to be done soon. And then it's
Yeah,
like
it just keeps.
40
No,
minutes.
fun fact: 30 minutes left, including credits. How much left? 37 minutes left, including credits.
Oh,
Episode
okay.
11.
Episode 11? How did we get there?
What?
Episode 11?
Roman numeral for 2 is, like I. But if you go on Disney
Oh,
Plus,
yeah.
it looks more like 1-1.
Episode I. That would make more sense because you're like, oh, we missed so much, and then you're like, oh, we didn't actually. Look, it's the Viceroy from episode 1. You see, because now it makes sense because they're here, and they're part of the story. You know. That means it makes sense.
Yeah. I like this mantis looking thing.
Same.
This spider mantis.
How do you not get hype right now? Like, Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Padme about to fight these creatures?
Pretty easily by knowing that this movie fucking sucks balls.
He's got a bad feeling about this stuff.
That's a drink. Oh, this whole scene's a drink because in Catalyst, Galen Erso comes back here, and he talks about the scene.
There's a good episode of Rebels too. It takes place on Geonosis. Ghost to Geonosis, I think it's called.
Yeah.
My favorite Rebels episode, maybe around there.
For me, it's Twilight of the Apprentice, followed by the penultimate episode of the series with Homeboy.
The man himself.
Homeboy and Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan.
Oh look, it's the same creature from Bad Batch.
If you watch Bad Batch just now, canon, Attack of the Clones matters.
Attack of the Clones will never matter.
Like I had a toy set that was 3 pillars and it had Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Padme on the top of the pillars, and they had chains. And it was like, oh, you could also buy these 3 monsters that go with the set. So you had to also buy the monsters separately from the set that was literally just pillars and characters on top of them with no monsters to fight.
That seems lame.
But they also fought, of course, like TMNT villains and Street Sharks. Of course, they had a lot of battles with Street Sharks. I had a lot of Obi-Wan Kenobi v Street Shark battles in my. Padme, of course, had some leading roles in my Street Shark battles. It was pretty much Obi-Wan and Padme versus Street Sharks in my childhood.
We, in our Forgotten Movies pitches, we had Street Sharks at one point, but I can't remember who had to fight who. Was it me, or did I make someone have to fight Street Sharks?
It was Johnny versus someone. Maybe Bobby?
I don't think it was me. I think that must have been when you and I were judges and it was Johnny versus Bobby.
Probably.
I'm gonna look it up. Because I would have remembered if I had to write a goddamn Street Sharks pitch, but I know it's one of the ones we did.
Look at that kiss. What a scene. This to me is so George Lucas. Like, it's just your characters fighting big monsters. It's to me what Flash Gordon could have been if it was given like an infinite budget.
Intro every week.
Yeah. I want to go back and watch our Forgotten episodes because I know like we had some crazy shit in there.
Yeah, there were some wilder ones. It'd be fun someday to do another one, but I feel like we'd have to get viewers who would be in on the joke, because when people aren't aware of the joke, it's not as fun.
All right, so it was me versus Tristan, or me versus Bobby. So we were both way off. I did have to pitch a fucking Street Sharks movie. Yeah, our movies during our Street Sharks Forgotten movies were Cream from 1997, The Devil Went Down to Georgia from 2008, which is one of my all-time favorite pitches. How to Get Away with It from 93, Street Sharks, Talkies, A Trinity of Lies, and The War on Christmas. I remember that now. I remember not trying very hard, which is why I don't remember it.
Bring back the forgotten movies. One day.
One day.
Look at this battle. Oh my god. Look at him. Oh my, it's every character from Clone Wars charging together. Look at this battle right now. How do you not get hype?
Very easily by knowing this movie is ass.
But it's every character you've ever loved in Clone Wars doing their own battle right now.
I'm not seeing a lot of lovable Clone Wars characters. Where's Hondo? Where's Aura Singh? So tired.
Are you?
Yeah.
So you're saying you're not down for Revenge of the Sith right now?
Yeah, that's definitely, of all the things that aren't happening, that's also one of them. I love, it took me a long time to notice, but when Jango Fett's head gets cut off, you can see two fucking shadows. One for his helmet, one for his head.
I can't believe that Samuel L. Jackson got his purple lightsaber.
Yeah, well, George Lucas don't give a fuck.
Yeah, George Lucas is like, who even cares about this? Like,
Yeah.
Oh god, that guy got so close. That poor
Cold Trade
Jedi,
War.
he was like, fuck yeah, I'm killing Dooku. Oh my god. And Dooku was like, alright.
If you can't see me on the stream, oh well, I don't give a fuck, I'm tired.
Joe, stood up. You're not that drunk. Own the end of this movie. We're getting to the real finale. Jango Fett's about to die. He's getting his head chopped.
I'm about to watch the Boba Fett episode of Mandalorian when this is over while I fall asleep.
Mandalorian's bad, but okay.
Fuck you, you don't believe that.
This movie is better than any Mandalorian episode that's ever been.
The worst minute of The Mandalorian is better than the best minute of this movie. Right here, you'll see two shadows.
Look, better than Mando.
No.
Tragic. Oh, Dooku feels it. So does Boba.
Boba just watched his daddy's head get cut off.
Die, Jedi dogs. That's funny. How is that not funny?
Cause it's not.
Pretty bad.
Kit Fisto's the man. Wait, I might have to message Johnny.
Why? What's going on?
We might hit our anniversary.
What? Our anniversary?
So before we started the podcast, me and Johnny had a thing during the pandemic, early in the pandemic, where we would get on StreamYards and we didn't record it like a podcast. It was just a conversation, and then we would post it of our like top 20 like whatever things, right? Like, okay, so our very first one was top 20 favorite female movie characters, and we posted that on I posted that on my Instagram a year ago today.
Get him on the video. Let's do a reunion. Top 20 female characters.
Do you want to hear what they were? It'll
Not
be
really.
on this, but it's Attack the Clones. Who gives a fuck, right? You want to hear what they were?
Yeah.
So this is me and Johnny's combined list a year ago today of our top 20 female film characters. Number 20 was the T-Bone Waitress from Hell or High Water.
Where's Padme?
19,
Is she alright?
Clarice Starling, played by Jodie Foster from The Silence of the Lambs. 18, Mona Lisa Vito, Marisa Tomei from My Cousin Vinny.
Interesting.
17 was Rachel, played by Olivia Cook and Me and Earl and the Dying Girl. 16 was Wednesday Addams from played by Christina Ricci from The Addams Family. 15 was Jessica Rabbit from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. 14 was Mildred, played by Frances McDormand in 3 Billboards. 13 was Edna Mode from The Incredibles. 12 was Dorothy Gale, played by Judy Garland from The Wizard of Oz. 11 was Red, played by Lupita Nyong'o from Us. 10 was Ellen Ripley, played by Sigourney Weaver in Alien and Aliens. 9 was Nurse Ratched, played by Louise Fletcher from The One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. 8 was Vesper Lynd, played by Eva Green from Casino Royale. 7 was Black Widow, played by Scarlett Johansson. 6 was Furiosa, played by Charlize Theron from Mad Max Fury Road. 5 was Laura, aka X-23, played by Daphne Keane in Logan.
Such a good performance.
4 was Sarah Connor, played by Linda Hamilton in Terminator and Terminator 2.
Oh, iconic.
3 was Ava, played by Alicia Vikander in Ex Machina. Any guesses at 2 and 1?
2 and 1. Look, I was gonna go for Ava and I was gonna go for Linda Carter, but those are my picks for 2, so I'm not super sure what to go for. So I'm just kind of excited to see what you guys picked.
2, Leia Organa, played by Carrie Fisher in Star Wars.
Of course. Yeah, you think that they could pick.
So is there
someone.
anyone that's missing that you think should be said that hasn't been said yet?
Female characters, we got Linda Hamilton. That would be a pick for me.
That was our 4. That was Sarah Connor, Linda Hamilton, Terminator.
We got Leia.
Yeah.
Female characters. I'm not sure.
So our number 1 was Beatrix Kiddo, aka the Bride, played by Uma Thurman in Kill Bill.
That is a good pick. I like the first Kill Bill a lot. It's one of my favorite Tarantino movies. The second one is not quite as high for me, but I had a good time with it. The first one for me is pretty high up there.
Yeah. I want to see what our other lists were. Fuck this movie.
What a great movie.
Oh, our next list was the top 20 favorite performances of the 2010s.
Look, this is an important scene though, because we get some Death Star set up here.
Yeah, we got some cool Death Star stuff, and we got Count Dooku being Count Dooku. John says we need to go to sleep. Fuck you, John. You go to sleep. We don't need sleep. Sleep's for the weak.
I don't sleep. Alright. I watch Star Wars.
Yeah. I get my rejuvenation from Star Wars.
I watch Attack of the Clones if I feel tired. You know, it just revives me.
Yeah. I watch Rise of Skywalker. Nothing gets me more hyped up than Rise of Skywalker.
You would, Joe. I'm not surprised. I've seen your pitches. Your pitches are basically all Rise of Skywalker quality.
John's called me a virgin, which isn't true. I don't know about your situation, but...
Alright, Joe. I believe you. I promise.
You do that. You do that. You believe me.
I'll try, but... I don't know if I can. God, how much more is left in this?
This movie has, I'm going to say 27 minutes left. I don't fucking know. I don't care. 22 minutes. 22:36.
I can't believe how long this is. This should have been like half as long. Because you get like Yoda fighting Dooku now. You get that whole sequence that's so bad. And then you get Dooku fighting Obi-Wan and Anakin, which is like this depressing CG Dooku. It's Christopher Lee where you're like, oh god, Christopher Lee, you are not doing that right now. Like, that is not you.
John says I should have gotten proof. I don't know how I should have gotten proof. You tell me how I should have gotten proof there, old John.
Picture didn't happen, you know?
Yeah, I'm good on that. That's fucking weird. I want to know how you live your... John says sex tape. I'm good on that. I don't need to relive those memories. Oh. Can you still see me? I'm gonna just tilt my camera so I can lay down and people can still see me.
Joe's about to fall asleep on stream right now.
John says I could have broken into the porn game. I'm good on that. Interracial might have a good category though. Might be like a lot of options for people.
Yeah, own that, like, very specific subcategory.
She was thick though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Speaking of thick, I had toys of that Dooku,
I had the Lego version.
chat thing right here. That was pretty cool. I had so many toys from this final scene of Clone War, Attack of the Clones, where it was like this big orb floating the sky thing with the legs. I had a bunch of clones. Of course, I had Yoda.
Yeah, it was more than my imagination there, John. Yeah, these factored into Battlefront a little bit too. If you fight on GNSs. I had to scratch my back, okay? John.
Sure.
I'm gonna allow that comment, but I had to scratch my back.
Shoot him down. Look, you see the whole trio together. You get Obi-Wan, you get Anakin, you get Padme. But it's a high-stakes moment. They're not able to enjoy the together time. I had some toys of those. I don't quite know what they are, but they had like a little, I don't know, parachute to him out the back of them. That was pretty cool.
Anakin has a lot of personal feelings.
He really.
I'm not the auto mod, but I can.
Like, oh my God, feel it.
I'm not the auto mod, but I can. The auto mod will basically pick stuff up, and I can confirm or deny that it can be approved. I'm all powerful. I am God.
Have you seen anything ridiculous yet?
No, it's just John saying digging in my ass, and I was like, I'm not digging in my ass, but I guess ass triggered it.
Ass.
Ass, 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 titties, 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 titties. It's a song.
Oh. Want a drink right now? Just a drink.
Yeah, let's do it.
We've had a lot of not drinking, but I feel like this whole movie is a prequel meme. So how do we even drink for the prequel memes? Christopher Lee, God.
What a grandpa.
I like Dooku's lightsaber hilt.
It's cool. I like the curvedness of it.
My favorite is Kylo Ren's though.
You would. John wants to know if I'm still on Tinder. Yeah, because I'm fucking single as fuck and have 0 options. Of course I'm still on Tinder, you fucking jamoke. Where else would I goddamn be? Who's Calorenza? What the fuck are you talking about? Calorenza.
Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren? You talking about fucking Kylo Ren? Everyone knows who goddamn Kylo Ren is, you fucking dolt. After this episode, let's just talk about me and Johnny's lists. Kylo Ren. Yeah, exactly, Kylo Ren, you fucking moof milker.
He's a character in Star Wars.
Number 1, Kylo Ren is a male, you fuck. Kylo Ren's lightsaber is awesome. That's why.
Yeah, see, we just saw Anakin's lightsaber break. That wouldn't happen for Kylo Ren's because he has a hilt guard on his.
Yeah, Kylo Ren's dope as shit. I will say the Force pass light of the lightsaber is like top 10 favorite Star Wars moment for me. Maybe top 5. Top 5 for sure. Top 5. I don't know how you are alive and don't know who the fuck Kylo Ren is, John. No offense. Do a Google search, Kylo Ren. Well, that's because you have
Go on
bad
Instagram
opinions.
and type in Kylo Ren travels. You'll find Kylo Ren there. I promise.
John says I haven't seen of the Disney trash Star Wars. Well, that's because you're just dumb.
I don't blame you, to be honest. A couple of them are good, but most of them are bad. And
John says never seen this guy. Well, you know, you're just missing out.
Look, go to Instagram.com/Kylo_Ren_travels and you'll find my travel blog, my Kylo Ren travel blog.
I remember that.
I keep wanting to revive it, but I just don't. But I travel the country as Kylo Ren, so check it out.
I gotta pee, but I'm missing this great fight between 2 grandpas. John says
this is for me the point where the CGI Yoda crossed the line where I was like, it has the charm in Empire of being a practical thing, and this is just not at all a practical thing.
I like how we forgot to like just talk about this movie, but this movie sucks so bad, who gives a shit? But I gotta pee really, really bad, so I don't care about 2 grandpas, so.
It's a divisive moment to have Yoda fight like this. And for me, I'm not opposed to it. I think seeing Yoda in action is interesting. Because we see Yoda in Empire Strikes Back as this kind of retired old geezer who's not quite the active hero he was right here. And we see him draw a lightsaber, and that's kind of a hype moment. We're like, oh god, this Jedi Master that we've seen in touch with the Force for so long is finally going to take out his lightsaber and fight. So I think when you see Jedi fight, it works best when it's treated as the last resort, and I think Yoda sometimes is. Well, in the Clone Wars, he's not quite treated that way, but in the movies, he's very much a last resort character. He's not fighting all the time, but this is a moment, and in Revenge of the Sith, it's a moment where he has no choice but to fight. And I think that makes this work for me personally. I think he's not just fighting because there's a fight. He's fighting because he has no choice but to fight. And to me, that's Yoda. He's not going to fight in any other fight, but in a moment where he has no choice but to fight, he's going to fight. He's going to stand up. He's going to put himself on the line. Yeah. He's going to save Anakin and Obi-Wan, because that to me is the savior. He's not going to fight normally, but when it comes to life or death, he's gonna fight. He's gonna put up his fists. And he's gonna be like, "All right, let's hold back Kanzeku just enough to keep Anakin and Obi-Wan alive."
Yeah, so Yoda, what we're saying is midget green Jesus.
It's Kylo Ren travels.
Travels, bitch. Come on.
Look at that, like, umbrella feature to that ship, though. I had that toy for a kid. I loved it. That breakout umbrella, you know.
How do I not follow your account? This movie's so goddamn long.
It really is like an hour too long. Or it's like a half an hour too long, probably. There's no reason for it to be more than 2 hours. I like this ship, though.
It's dumb. This movie's dumb.
I have a few toys of this ship.
You know what's good? Mighty Ducks Game Changers. Great show. You should watch.
Is it, though? I
It
mean,
is.
you could just watch Attack of the Clones.
The Force. The Force is with us. Tyrannus.
Lord Tyrannus.
Oh my god, John. I'm gonna just send you the link, you fucking bum. There, John, I sent you the fucking link. You useless fuck.
God, Joe's just roasting our, like, OnlyFans here.
We have one fan. He's barely a fan. He's a fucking bum.
Where's Paul?
Hashtag who is Paul? Where is Paul?
I hope he's okay.
Hope he's alive.
He had the Eternals trailer. He had the Black Widow clip that was terrible. I hope he's just doing good, you know?
John clicked on it, and apparently the screenshot says this site can't be reached. So I don't know. I don't want to start an OnlyFans. I'll just find a girl with an OnlyFans, but first I have to find a girl that will give me the time of day, which seems to be nearly impossible.
Give us some shirtless Joe pics.
No one wants shirtless pics of me. I live a very lonely life.
I promise.
What?
There's probably a few people out there who would.
None I want to be associated with.
What about this massive army of clones here?
That's
the
pretty
Republic
dope.
finally has an army. And Palpatine is their master. He's moved his way to the top of this army by happenstance, but of course not really.
John's trying to see my dick.
Same.
Okay, that's not weird.
Is it Palpatine's? Like, if it's Palpatine's, then I'm down.
Alright, well, that's okay, I guess. And look, oh, they're getting married even though they're fucking weird and creepy together.
They really are.
Like, they should not be getting married. John wants to play Twizzlers. Don't know what the fuck that means, but we're not going to because I'm watching this weird ass wedding scene. Or Red Vines, whatever.
What can't they do?
Have an emotional scene together. Chemistry. Talk to each other without being fucking weird. Alright, thank fuck this movie's over.
What a ride.
Thanks for
Maybe
watching.
the best Star Wars movie. I can't believe it.
Thanks for watching. This movie sucked fucking donkey balls. Me and Tristan are going to talk about some other shit. But yeah, I don't care about that. We know about that. You told me about that. So John, thanks for watching, and thanks for all the other viewers that are going to watch when I upload this on YouTube or on our podcast stream. Tristan, any final thoughts you want to give the people?
I love the Attack of the Clones. It's a fun movie. It has so many flaws, but the flaws kind of add to the ridiculous charm of it. It's not good, but it's a fun movie to watch, and I had a fun time watching it while drinking all night long. I barely remember, but it was a fun time.
Yeah, this movie sucks ass. I hate everything about it. Nothing about it is redeemable. It's very, very bad. Have a nice night, people.